Russian hacker group, Killnet, declares cyberwar on Israel, Bawaba.
Here's a summary of the article.
Albawaba. The Russian hacker group known as Killnet has officially declared a cyberwar on Israel. The group announced its intention to launch a widespread cyber attack targeting various government systems within Israel. Israel's Iron Dome anti-missile system has been activated in an attempt to intercept these projectiles. The White House confirmed that President Joe Biden has informed Prime Minister Netanyahu of additional aid forthcoming to Israel in these challenging times. In another development, a rocket fired from Gaza struck Netafim, a town in Israel, causing injuries among its residents. Iran's foreign minister criticized Israel for its persistent attacks on Gaza, labeling them as violations of United Nations resolutions and heightening the risk of a broader regional conflict. Hamas, the Palestinian political and military organization, responded to the recent movement of a U.S. aircraft carrier, urging the U.S. administration to consider the potential consequences of this action.
This post received a score of 9,400, with an upvote ratio of 91%. Here are the top comments in response to this article.
What made Russia so hostile against Israel? Weren't they quite cordial until now? Is it just a favor to Iran, or a fuck you by proxy against the U.S.? Israel was careful not to throw in with Ukraine.
Russia is allied with Iran. When it comes to foreign policy, Russia's is absurd anyway.
So this hacker group is just another Putin puppet. Assume any big-time Russian hackers are government-sponsored or approved.
These hacker groups are just thinly disguised government entities, the same way that Wagner was a thinly disguised Russian government asset.
Most threat groups are absolutely state-sponsored. In places like China and especially North Korea, if you have any talent for it, they will force you to be a threat actor and foot the bills and legal protections.
Greater than if you have any talent for it, they will force you to be a threat actor and foot the bills and legal protections. I was going to disagree, but I remember that Russian kid prodigy who turned down a job offer at Facebook and full ride to Stanford, etc. to go to a no-name, at least to people in the US, college in Russia. I always did wonder what happened behind the scenes for that.
The opportunity to basically have a legal mandate and be paid to commit cybercrime is incredibly enticing to certain types of people.
It's just a job. You can get paid legit money to be a white hat hacker. He was probably just offered more to work for his government. It likely had little to do with his dreams or motives. He's still working the same type of job as any other cybersecurity professional, just for the Russian government.
You mean Russia declared war hiding behind a rogue hacker group?
Green men in Crimea, DPR, LPR, etc.
Russia trying to spread the world thin to take heat off the Rus-Ukraine war.
Or spread NATO out for a more planned attack.
They couldn't even walk next door. They'd have to get NATO trying to fight on Pluto to be spread thin enough for them to get anywhere.
Greater than Hamas, the Palestinian political and military organization, responded to the recent movement of a U.S. aircraft carrier, urging the U.S. administration to consider the potential consequences of this action. Guess we'd better watch out.
They should have considered the consequences of kidnapping American civilians at that festival.
Based on the latest reports of what IDF found there, I think it's pretty optimistic to assume anyone was kidnapped from that massacre.
There is video of people being kidnapped.
I don't know much about Hamas tactics personally, but I don't think that murder and kidnapping are ever mutually exclusive outcomes.
This video was automatically created by Reddit to speech. The article and comments in this video were selected from Reddit according to their upvotes, and any paraphrasing was performed by smmry.com, without any human intervention.